What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. All right, so I have some breaking news report, and that is that the Jets have fired head coach Robert Saleh just 5 games into the 2024 NFL season. The 45-year-old becomes the first NFL coach to be fired during the 2024 season. And he is expected to be replaced by defensive coordinator Jeff Ulbrich on an interim basis. The Jets hired Salah after his impressive 4-year stint as the 49ers defensive coordinator in the hopes he could turn around the Jets' struggling franchise. This is what I don't understand. Now, I'm not really an NFL guy like that. That's why I don't really talk about the NFL, but I heard something Shannon Sharp said today that I agree with. The problem isn't with the Jets' defense, it's with their offense. And from what I could gather, Salah did improve the Jets' defense. The talk last year was, man, could you imagine if they had an elite quarterback playing with this defense? They'd be a championship team. A guy like Aaron Rodgers could turn into a championship team. So here you have Aaron Rodgers, who by his standards have been struggling. Matter of fact, I'm going to look right now. Aaron Rodgers this year, see if I can look at these numbers. Yeah, Aaron Rodgers hit 3 interceptions, I think, the last game, right? So he has 7 touchdowns and 4 interceptions. Aaron Rodgers has been a guy who almost never throws interceptions. But already this season he has 4. By his standards, that's a lot. The most he's ever thrown in this season, interceptions, is 13 back in the 2008 season. And most of these years, he's at single-digit interceptions. So that's the thing, though. You know, if you get on the bad side of Aaron Rodgers, he plays Prima Donna. But he never gets called out for that shit. Never. He never gets called out for being a prima donna. He never gets called out for underachieving. I mean, every fucking year, Lamar Jackson's on the clock as far as winning a Super Bowl. No matter how well he plays, if he doesn't get to the Super Bowl, it's a failed season in his critics' eyes. But yeah, Aaron Rodgers, who hasn't won shit since 2010, it's his numbers. His numbers is good enough. But you see that same pattern in modern sports. You know, people like Caitlin Clark. It's another person who don't have to win. All she has to do is put up big numbers. But Wilt Chamberlain, who put up the best numbers of any player ever, he won 2 NBA championships, and that's considered a failure. But anyway, yeah, if the problem was the offense, why not fire the offensive coordinator? Why do you fire the head coach? I don't think this was the right situation. Yes, the coach should be held accountable, but why only in this situation? You know what I'm saying? Now watch how, as the Lakers season progresses, and they're gonna fucking lose. Watch how, when you apply this same logic to that franchise, holding the coach accountable, then people are going to say, oh, well, it's not the coach on the floor, it's the players. And then they're going to point to all the bums. Oh, but not Bronny, though. They're going to point to some of the role players, or probably they're going to blame D'Lo. That's what their fan base is going to do. They're going to blame D'Lo for some reason, like he's the best player of the team. But yeah, man, Aaron Rodgers has always been a prima donna. I've always thought he was overrated. You know what I'm saying? He always seems more concerned about himself, more concerned about individual achievements. brags about his MVP awards, but doesn't seem to be motivated to win championships. And he's failing right now. But as usual, instead of holding himself accountable, he points fingers. He points fingers. You know? And nobody's going to call this out in the media. But, that's what people do. That's like Stephen A. Smith always calling Kyrie out back in the day, a couple years ago, because Kyrie had his opinions about what was going on with the jab. And he was called an idiot. But Aaron Rodgers was spewing some of the same things, and nobody had anything to say about that. Oh, well, Aaron Rodgers can believe what we don't believe. But why can't Kyrie? Oh, because Kyrie's supposed to be a follower. He's a slave. So do as we tell you. Don't question the process. But yeah, anyway, the Jets have fired their head coach, most likely at the behest of Aaron Rodgers. That's what happens. You know what I'm saying? He's doing that same shit in New York that he did in Green Bay. That same toxicity. And nobody's going to blame Aaron Rodgers. Nope. If the Jets season is disappointing, nobody's going to blame him. Anyway, that's all I got to say about it. Tell me what you guys think.